As a fractional CFO, I see a lot of business financials, and they are in all different states of being very customized versus not very customized. But one thing that I see very consistently, even for businesses that are multi-million-dollar businesses, is that they have all of their sales data going into one line on their profit and loss statement that just says sales or services or income. And if you get to be a multi-million-dollar company, you are probably having your income coming in from different sources. Yes, it might all be from client income, for example, but chances are it's not very likely that all of that income is coming in just from one type of service, from a certain type of customer. Most of the time, there's going to be some logical breakouts of that income in that one line. Like maybe it's income by the certain type of package that you offer, or maybe it's income by the certain type of service. So if you're a marketing agency, for example, you might have marketing strategy, and then you might have some marketing execution, and you might have actual like flat retainer services, or maybe you have hourly services, and you would like to see those broken out in different ways. So I want to show you guys how you can do that in QuickBooks Online, because it is very, 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 very easy to do. It just takes a little bit of thought of, how do I want to see my revenue broken out? Does that make sense? And you're using QuickBooks for your invoicing. That's the key part, is if you're not using QuickBooks for your invoicing and your invoicing system does not talk to your QuickBooks at all, then yeah, you're going to have to probably do something outside of the system. But if you're using QuickBooks and you're sending invoices to your clients, you should be using QuickBooks for your invoicing system. You might be using an outside invoice system that does talk to QuickBooks, and this will still work if that's the case. So what I want to show you is how you can set up products and services in QuickBooks Online, and how those will translate, and how you get that to show up on your reporting so that you can have a better breakdown of your service income, okay? So let's hop into QuickBooks Online, and I'm gonna show you how to do this. The first thing we're gonna do is look at our chart of accounts. So I did a video already on the chart of accounts and how to edit that. I'm gonna scroll down and show you 2 accounts that I've set up specifically for this video, so I can show you what we're gonna set up, some services that will go to these 2 items. So for example, here is account 4020, we're calling it retainer services, and then 4030 is hourly consulting services. So we're gonna say this is a bespoke consulting company, and we're gonna say these are 2 different ways that this business is making money. They have their retainer clients that they're just always doing work for, and those are on set packages. And then they have hourly consulting just for, maybe some additional work for their clients, or maybe somebody calls them up and they say, hey, we can't fit you into a package, but we still want to do consulting for you. We're going to do it this way. So these are 2 very simplified versions of how they might want to see the breakout on their profit and loss. They might want to see how much retainer income do we have, because that's monthly recurring revenue. And they'd like to see how much additional hourly consulting they're doing. So these 2 accounts, what we want to do is we want to set up what's called products and services in QuickBooks Online. So I'll show you where to find that. So let's go back to our little side app here, and then we're going to go to the sales and get paid section, and at the bottom is products and services. So I haven't set up anything yet, so this is going to be where I'm going to create. If you do have something already set up, then this will not be your default screen. It'll show a list, but let's go ahead and create our first item. So let's say that this bespoke consulting company has their first package is called the growth package, or maybe like it's called growth tier is the name of their package. And you need to select a service type. Now this is a service, so we're gonna put it here. This is also where you set up products if you are selling inventory. So you can have inventory, you can have an item that you sell that you don't inventory. Like an inventory just means like you're keeping track of quantity, but let's say like you have brown paper bags, for example, that you consider more of almost like a supply, but you want to track it and you want to put it on your your sales receipt or your invoice, you might set it up as a non-inventory item. And you can also set up bundles of things, but we're just going to set up a service because that's what we're talking about today. And then you can create a SKU. I don't usually see SKUs unless it's a product. So for services, I usually just leave this blank. And then category, I'm also, you could leave this blank. I did go ahead and set up a category in here if we wanted to set up like different types of services, like if I'm going to have different tiers, I can, I'll just put them all in the retainer services category. I usually don't use categories, but that's just me. You can use them if you want to. And then we want to sell this to our customers. This basically means that we are going to put it on an invoice. You also have the option to say, I purchased this from a vendor. So if you're trying to create a purchase order, you would need to click that. Now, I don't use this for purchasing. I only use it for selling, so I'm going to keep this one checked. And then this description box, this description would come up if I select the growth tier. This description would come up on the invoice in the description box area. So this might be monthly recurring services, including monthly calls, access to consultant, and unlimited email. I don't know, I'm just making stuff up over here. And let's say this is $4,000 a month, and we want, this is where the magic happens on the coding. We do not want this to just go to general services. That's what we're trying to get away from. We want to find our account that we set up, which I think was 4020, there it is, retainer services. So anytime I go and create an invoice, and we'll do that, I'll show you, and we sell the service, it's going to code that sale to this income account. So very, very good. We like that. This creates organization and better reporting. So save and close. And so now I have a list. I have a list of things I could potentially sell. Let's go ahead and create one more new service item. And this time it's going to be, I'm just going to call it ad hoc consulting. And now this is what your client sees. So you might not want to name it something that doesn't make a lot of sense to your client. You want to make sense like with how whatever you sold them is what you want to show up in the name of your product and service, because this is going to be on the invoice that they see. So let's say that that is the case. I'm not going to put a category on here, and I sell this. And then this is at a rate of $300 an hour. And we're also going to go and pick the hourly consulting income line item. Okay, so let's go save and close. Now let's go create an invoice. We're going to create an invoice. I just want to add a quick customer, ABC company. And I am going to sell them services today. I'm going to give them a growth tier, and then we're also just going to do some ad hoc consulting at the same time, but it's going to be, let's do 5 hours of ad hoc consulting on top of their monthly services. I did kind of go through the process of creating an invoice in a different video, and we'll link that below, but I'm just going to go ahead and save and close this invoice, okay? So what I want to do now is I want to show this in a report. So I'm going to go to reports, standard reports. I'm going to click my P&L. Now I have to make sure to capture that time period of when the invoice was sent out. So through today. And then because it has not been paid, because this is a fake account, we're going to show accrual accounting. So if I've invoiced something on accrual accounting, that means that I have earned it. So in this case, it's going to show up as revenue when it is invoiced. So you can see here now on my P&L that I have $4,000 of retainer services and $1,500 of hourly consulting. And so as you send out more invoices and they are coded properly like this, you're going to have good reporting to show you how much money you're making from these different services. I am a big fan of making sure that this is set up. Your products and your services match to your income line items that you really want to see. And I think just some best practices there is really think about like how you are selling your services is probably the type of reporting you're going to want to have back. If you are selling packages in a certain way, you might consider putting that here. Like I would probably not put, if I had 3 different packages, I don't necessarily want to see those names of those 3 different packages on my P&L. Maybe I just want to see it all bulked together in retainer services, but you might find that information really helpful. So maybe you want to see all of your income come in from your grow tier or your growth tier services, and all of your income coming in from your foundation level services, or whatever the names are. That might be helpful to you. Just don't get too granular. I don't like it when people are too specific on their P&Ls and then they get really long and then they stop being so helpful when they start to get way too long. So just try to think of logical groupings of your services, and I think it might take a little bit of trial and error to see what works best for you, but really you can see the benefits of having the reporting rather than all of this just showing as like sales or services for $5,500. That's not as helpful as it is to know what my recurring revenue is and then what my ad hoc hourly consulting revenue is. So hopefully that was really helpful for you guys. If it was, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, share it with somebody else who you think might be able to benefit from it. And we will see you in the next video. All right, see you later, everybody.